Hey, what's going on, everybody? Boys and girls, men and women. Working on this Hyundai Tiburon 2004. I bought this car. The guy was saying that it had idle issues. I got a really good deal for it, 2,900, and it has 55,000 miles. But anyway, what it's doing is it was idling really bad, and then it was stalling also. So what I was thinking, and he said that sometimes it was hard to start. So what I was thinking that it was probably the fuel pump or spark plugs, something around that area. But anyway, I did some research, and also with this car, when you run the AC, it's wanting to stall even faster. So I did some research, and they said that the number one cause for that issue is this part right here. It's called the idle air control valve. If you go to a parts store, I paid $130, and but yeah, hopefully that's the part that we have to replace, because what happens is when your car heats up, it opens up a valve and lets air in through there, and it helps the idling. And then if you don't know, this is actually a throttle cable right here. That's a throttle cable. When I first test drove the car, it was running on such a low RPMs that you couldn't even test drive the car. So if you don't know, you can actually adjust these two bolts. You can adjust those two bolts, and you can adjust the RPMs of your idling. So I boosted up the idling so it idles higher than usual. So I was able to test drive the vehicle. So today we're going to be working on this. We're going to change out this part right here, the idle air control. But first we have to take this off, and it takes 10mm bolts. So after that, I'll continue the video. Hold on one second. Alright, so we used a 10mm socket wrench, and we undid this one, and this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. We unscrewed those, unsocketed. So we're going to take that off. Set that on the ground. And this is the part what we need to replace right here. So it looks like you can use a Phillips head screwdriver. And there's a hose blocking this one. But we might be able to get through there. If we have to, we'll move this hole. If you're trying to take this off, you probably need a pair of needle nose pliers or a pair of pliers to squeeze these. And then you can move that clamp backwards and pull that hose off. But I'm trying to go to this spot right here and get to that screw right there, what's underneath there. So we need to take those off with a Phillips head screwdriver or a socket wrench. Alright, so we used the 10mm socket wrench to take those two bolts out of there. It was pretty easy, actually. I didn't have to move that hose on this year of the Tiburon. Here's our new part. This is our new part right here. And what you want to do is you want to line it up. That's exactly where we're going to go with it. So it looks like we need to unclip this one right here. So basically you have to push down with your thumb. And there's a gasket on this too, by the way. You want to push down with your thumb to release that clamp out of this part. This is our old part, not to be mistaken with our new one. And we will put that clip in with the gasket. And we'll put this part on with the 2 bolts. And we'll also start the car and run the AC and see if that fixed our issue. Alright, so I tightened this one by hand because it was a little pain in the butt with the hose, but tightened it by hand and then finished it off with the socket wrench. Tighten that one down. And now I want to plug in my new sensor. And we got that. Where's the keys? I can start the car without this cover on, because the cover is just for giggles from the factory. It does nothing really other than get in the way. But let's start the car and see if this fixed our problem here. Now what we should do, I should be able to run the AC full blast without the car stalling now. Seems like that's pretty cool. Seems like that fixed it. I'll have to do a test drive and see how everything goes, but it's not stalling like it was before. Because before, when you'd put it in drive, it would want to stall pretty quick. But I'm also going to change the plugs, the spark plugs. So I'm going to put those in there. I don't know when the last time those were changed. But yeah, thanks for stopping by, checking out this video. That is how you put together the idle air control valve on a Honda Tiburon. This model is a 2004 4-cylinder. Thanks. Subscribe, check out my channel. Thank you all. Alright, just one quick thing, guys. I did an update here. I drove it. It seems to be working good. Hope you guys have the same problem and understand what it's like to own a car sometimes. But yeah, I think I'll enjoy this car. Like I said, it's a 4-cylinder, so it's gonna be great on gas. It's got pretty good pep too. I like the interior. It's a nice looking car. I'll show you real quick before we end the video. It's got bucket seats. Like I said, 55,000 miles. And it's got seats in the back.